Lesson 9. True Spirit of Sport. Mukul Sharma was reading the oath when his mother came rushing down the driveway towards the main building where the principal sat with the chief guest under the shamiana. I could hear her crunching steps on the red sand. She was not a bit embarrassed. She flashed an apologetic smile at the principal, waved to a massive woman with long curls and sank into a vacant chair right next to my mother. My mother did not look at her. She doesn't know Mukul Sharma's mother. Mukul Sharma had just begun reading the oath. His voice rang clear over the heads of over 1,000 girls and boys gathered for this year's sports day. He spoke of fairness, honesty, and comradeship, of the true spirit of sport, for the honor of the school and the glory of sports. His face was serious. I knew he believed the words he read out. One could feel it. Yes, it was important to participate in the spirit of fair play and healthy competition. That's what counted, and not the bagging of medals, cups and certificates. His mother looked at him. I could see she was proud of him. Anyone would be proud of him. My mother would be, if she had a son like Mukul Sharma. I swallowed. I knew she had wanted a son, but it wasn't my fault, was it? And I'm just no good at sports. I try, but it's no use. I wondered how Mukul Sharma felt about his mother. Surely he must be proud of her. She looked so attractive and elegant. Of course, I didn't win, far from it. But I tried, honestly I tried, though I knew it was useless, but I didn't feel bad about it. And I felt good watching Mukul Sharma bagging prize after prize. Feeling real good and happy, my friend Malika and I walked over to where our principal was coaxing the parents to participate in a friendly game of musical chairs.
Come on!
He encouraged the ladies.
It's the spirit of fair play and sports that counts. Come on! You can't let the children sham you.
Most of the parents did say no. The first one to rise with a slight shrug of her shoulders was Mukul Sharma's mother. Flashing her radiant smile, she walked on her high heels past the clapping teachers. I was surprised to see my mother rise. She pulled the sari pallu tight around her shoulders. Then, with a nervous smile and downcast eyes, she followed the other ladies. Oh no, I thought. Please no. The music started, and the ladies walked around the circle of chairs. Soon, excitement built up. Come on, Mrs. Gopalan, cried Malika to my mother. Shut up, Malika. I pinched her real hard, but Malika continued shouting. My mother's cheeks were flushed, but she somehow managed to occupy a chair every time the music stopped. And so did Mukul Sharma's mother. She was enjoying herself. My mother wasn't, that was for sure. I wondered why she had joined the group at all. She looked so out of place. When 3 chairs were left, my mother was still in the game, serious and rather surprised. And finally, it was only she and Mukul Sharma's mother, circling around a single chair in the center. A hush fell over the audience. I couldn't take my eyes off my mother, and my heart pounded hard. The music seemed to go on and on. Even Mukul Sharma's mother was tense and eager. She ran awkwardly on her high-heeled shoes, carefully calculating her steps to reach the front of the chair. My mother walked on at a slow and even pace. She happened to stand right in front of the chair when the music stopped. She was so surprised that it took her some time to sit down, and while she slowly sank onto the seat, her eyes puzzled. Mukul Sharma's mother jumped at the chair and with a small but powerful push cleared the seat and sat down. Then throwing up her arms, she shouted in delight and clapped her hands. My mother stumbled. For a moment it seemed she would fall to the ground. How she managed to regain her balance, I don't know. But she did. She gazed down at Mukul Sharma's mother in astonishment. Then quietly she turned and left. "Look at that!" shouted Malika. That's it, that is plain cheating. Oh, come on, I muttered and turned my face away. All I wanted was to be with my mother and hold her hand. Mukul Sharma's mother sprang to her feet and clapped her hands like a child. The massive lady with long curls rushed up to her and gave her a big hug.
Congratulations,
Said our principal, shaking her hand warmly.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sharma.
Then turning towards the truck, he called out,
Mukul, will you please come and honor the winner?
I had forgotten Mukul Sharma all this while. I turned and looked for him. Where was he? Then he came cradling a bouquet of red gladioli in his arms. With dark, blank eyes, he walked towards a chair where his mother waited, smiling pleasantly, holding out her hands to receive her prize.
Mukul Sharma,
The principal paused for special effect.
will you please hand over the prize to the winner of this game?
His face relaxed into a smile. Mukul Sharma nodded, his face unsmiling. He walked on. He reached his mother and passed her without a glance. He headed to the last row of chairs where my mother sat quietly.
Congratulations.
Said Mukul Sharma politely,
Congratulations for having won this game.
and he pressed the flowers into my mother's hands. But I, muttered my mother, handing the flowers back to him. No, I didn't win the game,
You did, madam.
muttered Mukul Sharma with a brave smile.
Believe me, you did.
And then with a slight bow, he stepped back and with his eyes lowered, he walked